Got it. Oops. It's like a little hodgepodge setup today. Okay. Okay, perfect. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to our Saturday morning yoga flow. Um, Happy Thanksgiving. So excited to be moving and stretching and getting things going. This morning here with you. It's the holidays. Yay. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started just sitting in a nice, easy seated position today on the mat. Um, yes, making yourself super nice and comfortable. Taking a nice deep inhale and just centering yourself, coming here to this present moment with your breath in your body. Coming to take a nice deep inhale, feeling the crown of the head reaching a little bit taller. And exhale, slowly letting the breath all out. So you feel the shoulders maybe drop a little. Feel your seat become more comfortable. Just easing into the seated pose. Just becoming aware of how you're feeling today. Taking another nice deep inhale, really think about filling the belly, expanding through the belly, working the breath up through the ribs and into the chest. Maybe holding this breath in just for a little moment. And another slow, long exhale all the way out. Just push the air all the way out. Another deep inhale. This time, reaching arms overhead, hands coming together in prayer. And exhale, right hand comes down right next to your right side, reaching that left arm into a lateral stretch. Take a nice deep breath. Open the chest here. Inhale, reaching it back up. And exhale, left hand down, right arm overhead, gaze up. Breathe nice and deep into that side body. And inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, left hand is going to come to the right knee. We're going to do a little gentle twist, bringing the gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, right hand comes to the left knee. Just bringing that left hand behind your back as you gently turn to the left for a twist. Inhale, reaching it back up. Exhale, maybe just getting into the neck a little here, allowing the chin to drop towards the chest, allowing the ears to fall to either side as you roll the chin down and around. Perfect. Just coming at your own time whenever you're ready to open the legs nice and wide here. We're going to do a dragon fly little pose. So opening the legs, making sure those knees are pointed up, the toes are pointed up. You could inhale, just sit where you are. Maybe if you want a little bit more sensation, you go for a little lean forward here. Oh, take a nice deep breath. Inhale, back up. We're just gonna come to take the left foot in towards the groin. Inhale, reach the arms up. And again, take another side stretch this time. The left arm goes over towards the right toes. Inhale, we reach it up. The left hand plants behind the hip. You're just gonna throw the hips up as you reach the arm back. Exhale, bringing the hips back down. We'll take the extended right leg and we're gonna stack it on top of our left shin, coming into a box pose, a Lincoln log, as some people might say. So you're trying to get your shins to be parallel on top of each other, flexing your feet. You should feel a pretty good sensation through the outside right hip here. Inhale, maybe you try to push the knees down. Maybe you can exhale, do a little body roll, or maybe just fold, yeah, out over the legs. And then we're just going to come to bring the top foot, stacking it over the knee, just kind of leaving it planted up. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, turn to the outside of the right leg. Taking a little twist before inhaling, coming back through center and pulling this top right foot all the way to your left hip so that we're coming into more of a shoelace pose. Both our feet are by our hips as much as we can. Our knees are stacked. Inhale, reaching the arms up. If you'd like, you could take cow face arms here. The right elbow bends behind the back. The left one maybe reaches to grab those fingertips if you can. Just really sitting that head nice and tall here. Inhale. And exhale, release hands. We're going to take this right foot that's on top and just extend it straight out in front of us. Flexing the foot, trying to get a straight knee if we can. Wonderful. Maybe add a little bit of movement going side to side. Before eventually bringing the foot all the way out to the side, letting this foot come down to the ground back as it was. Perfect. We're gonna inhale, reach it up, and then we're gonna turn to face the short edge of the mat while also turning our hips down to the ground. So we're coming into a beautiful pigeon. You can inhale, just start with a nice little back bend if you want to reach the chest open and up to the sky. Just kind of make sure those hips are square. Make sure you're getting a nice sensational stretch into the hip and the glute. And maybe on the exhale, if you'd like to just take a quick fold. Inhale, back up. Exhale, turn the hips down to face the center once again. And we're just going to bring the right foot in, take the left foot, extend it out straight out. And we're just going to do this to the other side. Inhale, arms reach up. On the exhale, the right arm reaches overhead for the left toes. Stack the shoulders, keep that chest open. Gaze up. Inhale. And exhale, come back up. The right hand plants behind the hip, the right hip. And then you inhale, lift the hips, open the chest. Exhale, release the hips back down. We're gonna come to take our box pose, bringing this left leg to stack over the right shin. Once again, find your own modification of this. It's okay if it's not an exact Lincoln log with your shin stacked. Just really shooting to get some sensation in that left outer hip. You can even do a little body roll over the knees if you want. Wonderful. Whenever you're ready, then coming to inch this bottom right leg closer to you as the left foot steps outside of the right knee. And we're going to inhale. On the exhale, take a nice spinal twist to the right. Really keeping a straight spine, gazing over the left shoulder. Take a nice deep breath into the twist here, expand the stomach. And exhale, come back through center. We're going to pull this right foot all the way to the right hip. We're coming into a nice shoelace pose. Yes, make sure both sit bones are grounded. Inhale if you'd like to reach arms up. No worries if it's already feeling sensational. You don't really need the extra shoulder stretch. If you'd like, you can bend the left elbow behind the back, sitting nice and tall. Maybe you'd like to grab the right fingertips to try to reach for the left behind the back in our cow face arms. Inhale. And exhale, releasing arms and hands. We're just going to take the right foot and extend it straight out in front of us. Try to get a nice flex to make it a little bit more sensational. Try to get a nice straight leg. Inhale, pull the leg up. And then we'll exhale, take the leg out to the side and return it back down to the ground. Bending the knee in, we'll bring bottoms of the feet together. Inhale, binding hands around the feet. We're in a little butterfly pose. Feel free to maybe flap the wings, get some nice hip movement. And maybe if you'd like, you can fold a little bit. Inhale, reach it back up. Wonderful. We're just going to come right over into our tabletop position from here. So stacking the knees under the hips, the wrists under the shoulders. We'll go ahead and start with some wrist stretch, pointing those fingertips back towards ourselves, maybe doing a little spin around, moving those hips back just gently. Perfect. You can put the palms on the hands on the back of their sides, just for a little stretch to get the other way. And then we'll come back through center in our tabletop, go right into our cat-cows. Inhale, we'll tuck the toes, drop the navel, open the chest, gaze up. On the exhale, release the toes. We'll arc the spine, tuck the pelvis, bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, expand through the chest, open up, gaze up. And exhale, draw those shoulder blades away from each other, tuck the pelvis, bring the navel up towards the spine. Maybe just one or two more with your own breath. And eventually coming to move more into a spinal wave here. So we're going to try to lead with the hips back a little bit. So we round forward with the spine, tuck the pelvis, lead with the hips, and then round it forward. So just getting a little spinal wave, really tuning into your spine, becoming aware of its length, of all of its tightness, and how well you can wave it around. Just your spine. Wonderful. Inhale from here. We're just going to exhale, drop our chin and chest to the ground, our 8-limb pose, knees and toes still planted. On the inhale, then just drawing the chest forward, and we're going to lift up into our first cobra today. Expand with that heart center, draw the shoulder blades together. Feel free to stay a little low if you'd like to. Just take a nice deep inhale, extend long through the spine, maybe gaze up. On the exhale, we'll tuck the back toes, lift the hips. We're taking it all the way back to a downward facing dog. Our first down dog of the day. Feel free to take a nice deep breath here. It's definitely going to take a little settling in, a little, ow, so tight. Just trying to reach those heels towards the ground. Try to keep your chest and heart expanded here, even in our down dog. Ears falling away from the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. Feel the stomach expand. Exhale, navel comes towards the spine. Push the air out. Feel yourself relax here. Allow the knees to bend if they wish to do so a little bit. Wonderful. We're just going to start some spinal waves here as well, rounding into a plank position, and then leading with the hips as we spinal wave back into a down dog. So rounding, we come into a plank, and then exhale, we lead with the hips, we come back into down dog. Just take your own motion and breath here, like once again, tuning into that whole spine, from the base of the tailbone all the way to the head. Wonderful. Eventually coming to a plank position. We're just going to inhale, hold, really draw the head forward, the heels back. And then we'll drop the knees. We're coming back into a tabletop. We'll inhale, we're gonna extend this right leg back and then extend it up, engage the core here. And then we'll inhale, extend the left hand too. If you're feeling good, ready to take on a bird dog pose here. Engage, extend. And then bending the knee, our left hand is gonna try to reach for that right foot. You can feel free to just take a nice quad stretch, pull the foot in towards the glute. Or if you'd like to open up here a little bit, you can kick the right foot into the left hand. We come into a tiger pose. Wonderful. Inhale and exhale. Release hand and foot, extending it back out. Perfect. We're going to plant the left hand here. Inhale. We're going to pull the right knee in towards the chest. Lift it, lift it, lift it. And step the foot in between the hands. And inhale. Reach the arms up into our low crescent lunge. Really dropping those hips forward. Take a nice deep inhale. Maybe you do a little arc of the back, a back bend. And then exhale. Plant the hands. We're just going to move this knee back into our one-legged tabletop and release the knee down. Taking it to the other side here, we'll inhale, left leg extend straight. Once you find your balance here, once you found a nice square hips, your stability, we'll inhale, reach the right hand forward as well. Taking a nice deep breath, engage the core. Exhale, maybe your right hand reaches for that left foot if you bend the knee. You could just pull the foot in and just stay balanced like this. If you like a little bit more, you can kick the foot into the hand as you open the chest, gaze forward. Really reach. And then exhale, release hand and foot. Returning the hand to the ground, we'll inhale, bend the left knee, pull it in towards the chest, round that spine. And then exhale, left foot steps all the way through, reaching arms up overhead. Low crescent lunge. Exhale, returning hands to the ground, sliding this foot back into our tabletop with an extended leg. And we'll exhale, return both knees to the ground from here. Wonderful. We're going to keep our knees stacked right under our hips here. Just come to take our puppy melting heart pose just to open the chest and the back a bit more. So just gently walking your chest down to the ground. You can keep your arms pretty wide if it feels better. It's a little easier on the shoulders to keep the arms wide. You can keep them bent. You could keep the head on the floor mat, or if you'd like, you can place the chin and gaze forward for a little bit more of an intense stretch. Just really focusing on that chest, on the heart, bringing it down to the ground. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, let the body slide all the way forward. We'll plant the hands right under the shoulders. Inhale, lift, press into a cobra. And then tuck in the back toes. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, lifting the heels, bending the knees, stepping or walking your way to your hands to the top of the mat. We'll do a generous bend in the knee here as we let the body completely fold into our dangling pose. Telling you this is just my favorite pose that I just have to do every day because it's so nice to stretch the hamstrings while also decompressing the spine. So really just let the neck go, let the arms go, let the whole spine go. Feel free to give a generous bend in the knees too. Ah, and tuning into your breath on the inhale, expanding through the belly. Exhale, feeling the navel pull back towards the spine. On the next inhale, we'll straighten through the legs as we halfway lift the torso. Halfway lift. Exhale, trying to maybe keep the legs a little bit straighter. We'll try to take a more full forward fold and think about really engaging through the legs, engaging the muscles, the thighs, the glutes, because they'll help you fold a little bit more. And then inhale, we'll bend through the knees gently as we reach all the way up to standing, arms coming overhead. Exhale, release hands to your side. Coming into our mountain Tadasana, just take a moment here to center yourself in your stance, feet hip distance. The pelvis is tucked. Just standing tall, and your shoulders are back and away from the ears. Lift maybe your head a little bit. Take a nice deep inhale here. Fill up the lungs. And reach the arms overhead. Perfect. Inhale. Stretch it up. Maybe open the chest. Do a little back bend. And on the exhale, take a full forward fold. Releasing the body forward here. Or inhale, halfway lengthen. Straighten. And exhale, take a full forward fold. We're just going to float out, going into our plank position. Inhale. Exhale, bending at the elbows, lowering maybe knees, chest, chin. Inhale, pulling up and open with the chest cobra. And exhale, coming back into our downward facing dog. Perfect. From here, we're going to inhale, left foot rises up for our three-legged dog. Perfect. So really try to square the hips here, get a nice straight high leg, you can. And then we'll bend the knees, stack the hips on top of each other. That foot, that lifted foot is reaching for the bottom right glute. Really getting a nice stacked hips. We're gonna take our flip dog from here, which could be a little awkward. So if it doesn't work out smoothly, that's okay. You'll get it. But we're gonna stack the hips and let this left foot fall all the way behind the right leg. And then we're gonna inhale, lift open with the hips and the chest as the left hand reaches to the front of the mat. Perfect. So just arcing the back, and I stretch. And then exhale, release the hips down. We're staying on our right hip here, right? And we're just going to take the left foot and extend this straight up. Perfect. So we're on our right hip, extending that left leg straight up to the sky. And then we're going to bend this knee, pull it up towards the front of the mat, and then we'll roll the hips down, come onto this back knee. We're in a lizard pose. So the left foot is on the outside of, towards the left edge of the mat. Maybe you'd like to roll the foot onto its outer edge, open the knee out a little bit. Just sink into this lizard pose as your body wishes. Take a nice deep breath. And heel toeing the foot in between the hands whenever you're ready, coming back through center with that foot. Perfect. We'll inhale and then exhale, push the hips back, straighten through the left knee into our half split pose. Just trying to keep the hips stacked over the knee. Try to keep your hips square. Perfect. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. We'll come to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off the ground, turn the back foot so that the heel grounds and the toes are facing the long side of the mat. We'll keep this left hand planted, maybe on the inside of your leg, maybe on the top of your leg, and then we'll inhale, reach the right fingertips up to the sky for our Trikonasana pose. So really trying to extend long through that right side body. Gazing up towards the right fingertips. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to bend through that left leg as we cartwheel the arms up into our warrior two. Bring the arms out to a T, really get low with those, with that front knee, gaze over the front fingertips. Stay strong through those legs. Inhale, we're going to drop the right hand down, left arm comes back for a peaceful warrior. Inhale, coming back, 2, A warrior two, we're going to pivot the back toes once again to face forward, reach the arms up. We're in a high crescent lunge now, really engaging straight through this back leg. It's strong, it's straight. Inhale, reach it up. Maybe do a little gentle back bend. And then we're going to exhale. Just come to step the back foot in like a foot as the left front foot straightens, making sure those hips are square here. We're going to take our little pyramid fold. So if you like to keep the hands on the hips or like to bring them behind your back to grab opposite elbow, inhale, we're just going to focus on opening the chest here. And on the exhale, fold, keeping the spine as straight as possible, keeping that chest open, keeping your spine long. So not worrying at all about how far you fold here, just about keeping the spine straight and the hips square. And then we'll come all the way back up to standing. We're going to come to step forward onto this left foot while picking up the right foot behind and pulling it in towards our glutes. You can just stay here, or you can transition with me into our dancer pose, a little bouncing, heart opening. Wonderful pose. We're going to start to kick the right foot into the right hand as you kind of bring your body more parallel to the ground. You can kind of extend this left arm out. Find your own variation and balance of this pose. And then we'll exhale, release hand and foot, and just return it to the ground whenever you're ready. Feel free to play around a little bit with that pose if you'd like. We're just going to take another flow here. So finding our Tadasana standing pose. Inhale, reach arms up. And exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hand, step it back to our plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower the body. Inhale, open the chest forward and up. And exhale, lift the hips. Back, downward facing dog, wonderful. Just gonna take this little flow to the other side here. So we're coming to inhale, lift the right leg up into our three-legged dog, get a nice stretch in. Oh, and then bending the top knee, we'll stack the hips on top of each other. You already know what's gonna happen from here. We're coming into our flip dog, so just preparing yourself. We're gonna lower the right foot all the way down behind the left leg, and then we inhale, we'll push the hips and the chest, open it up so that right arm reaches back overhead. Inhale, and then exhale. All you have to do is lower your hip onto the side. Yes. So we're on our left side on our hip. We got done with the flip dog. We're just going to extend the right leg straight here. And then bend the knee. We'll bring this foot to the outer edge of the right side of the mat. And then we'll turn the hips down as we come into our lizard pose. Wonderful. Taking your lizard as you please, as you wish. Getting nice and deep. Maybe you open up the knee, roll your right foot onto its outer edge. And eventually coming to heel toe the foot in between the hands. We'll inhale and exhale, push the hips back, straighten through the right leg. We're in our half split pose. So just finding your alignment here, trying to square the hips, trying to keep a straight spine. It's really easy to feel good sensation in this. The hamstrings are just always tight. And yeah, feel free to use some blocks or some books on your hands as well if you'd like to try to keep more of a straight spine. Taking a deep inhale and relaxing on the exhale. We're gonna go ahead, tuck the back toes, straighten off the back knee here. Pivot the back toes to face the long side of the mat, and we'll point the front toes down. We're coming right into our Trikonasana triangle pose. So maybe the hands on the inside, maybe they're on your shin. We kind of just reach the left fingertips up to the sky, trying to stack our shoulders, stack our hips to be 2D shape. And then we'll inhale, bend through the front knee. We're going to lift the arms up into our warrior two pose. Get low with the hips, really square them. Find your strength in your legs, your base right now. Take an inhale, left arm goes down the back, right arm reaches overhead. Exhale, come forward. We're going to pivot the back toes to face forward, and we're coming into our high lunge. Straight back leg, front knee is trying to be bent 90 degrees. Inhale, open the chest, do a gentle back bend. Wonderful. And then we're going to exhale, just slide in the back foot like a foot, straighten the front knee. We're going to bring our hands to our hips or behind our back, whatever you want. Inhale. And exhale, take a fold. Wonderful. Just releasing, and I wasn't even focused on what I initially wanted to be, was just a straight spine, really trying to keep the chest open and not collapsing through it as you fold here. Perfect. Inhale, we'll come back up and just transition our way to stand on that right foot. Coming to bring the left foot into the left glute. Maybe you just take a stretch right here with your thigh, with your quad. And whenever you're ready, if you want to just start to lean the body forward and kick the left foot into the right hand, think about opening the chest here, like lifting the chest open still. Perfect. This is our dancer's pose. Just do your best to find your balance. If you fall out, you can always come back in. Perfect. And we'll exhale, release foot down. We're coming back into standing here. Feel free to shake it out a little bit. Perfect. Taking a nice deep breath in your standing. Always just not knowing what time it is. Perfect. We'll inhale, reach the arms back up overhead. And exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen, straighten through the knees, straighten through the spine. And we'll exhale, take a fold. We're flowing it out, planting the hands, stepping it back to our plank. Inhale, exhale, we lower down. Inhale, open the chest forward. And exhale, lift the hips back to our downward facing dog. From here, we're going to bend the knees, plant them on the ground, and we're going to come to sit on our heels. We're going to come into our camel pose. So I guess the unofficial theme of today's practice was a little bit of a heart opener, back bending practice, if you couldn't tell. We're just going to come do our camel pose. So you can just bring your hands right to your lower back and just draw the shoulder blades back towards each other, open the chest, gaze up. And even here, it is good to stay. Really, it's a nice stretch. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can tuck the back toes, reach those hands for the ankles. Really thinking about keeping the hips pushed forward. Inhale. If your head feels comfortable falling back, we're in our camel. You can always release the toes to go a little bit deeper here. And to go even further, if you really wanted to, you can always walk your hands towards your knees, lower the head down. Just options in case you want to go a bit further. Just really breathe into that heart and into that chest. Inhale. Oh, and exhale. We're going to start coming back up from here. So just gently bringing your hands back to your lower back, if not already. Slowly coming up. We're going to lower the hips down and then let the body release into our child's pose. Take a nice deep breath here. Reach those fingertips forward. Feel a release, just let go for a moment. Perfect. From here, we're going to inhale. We're going to lift the hips, round the spine, bring the hips all the way down and through, back into our cobra. So we're once again opening into our cobra. Perfect. And exhale, just release the chest all the way down. From here, we're going to do our little locust. So if you'd like to inhale, reach arms forward. Exhale, you're going to reach the fingertips back as you lift with the chest. Exhale, release arms forward. Inhale, fingertips come back, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, fingertips come back, lift. Perfect. We're going to hold the lifts your next time coming up. Really try to lift the chest even further. Maybe you interlace the hands behind the back. Really just try to pull open the chest up and back. Maybe you lift the legs a little bit. Perfect. Really tense it. Open the chest. Lift a little bit higher here. Inhale and exhale. Let your body relax. We're going to roll right over onto our back from here. So just go ahead and roll. Bring in the knees towards the chest. Maybe a little rock side to side. Maybe a little circles with the knees just to lubricate the hips a little bit here. Wonderful. We're going to inhale, extend the legs up, and we'll bend the knees. Maybe your hands come to the outsides of the foot. We're coming into our happy baby pose. Just trying to bring those knees down towards your armpits, towards the ground. Trying to keep the spine fully planted on the ground at the same time. Notice your head positioning. If you'd like to give a little rock side to side here. Take whatever you like. This is the perfect time as we start to wind down. Any other postures or it's your time. We'll inhale, come to hug the knees back into the chest. We'll extend the right leg straight. On the exhale, cross the left knee over the body, extending arms out wide, maybe gazing over to the left. Taking a nice spinal twist, breathe into the belly. Long exhale out. Inhale, coming back through center. We're just going to switch knees. Left leg extends, right leg hugs in. Inhale. And on the exhale, crossing the knee over the body as you would like for a reclining spinal twist. Opening the arms out, maybe gazing over the right shoulder. Nice deep breath. Finding your way back through center here. Hugging the knees into the chest once more. Like I said, if you'd like to do any other variations of anything, you can. Or you can just join me, bringing the bottoms of the feet together, opening the knees out wide, a reclining butterfly here. Taking a nice deep breath. Letting the breath, deepen, be a little bit longer, a little bit more aware of the breath now. Slow exhale, you can release the legs straight. Just coming into our final Shavasana here, palms facing up by your side. Feet are relaxed. Your whole body is just as relaxed as could be. Just loosening from the forehead, the eyebrows, the jaw, the tongue. Letting this release flow down the whole body. Just tapping into your energy, what's going on inside. You can feel free to stay as long as you'd like in your final Shavasana resting posture as you should. Um, or you could also just join me, taking another nice deep breath here. And exhale out. Starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes, getting some nice circles going on with the wrists and the ankles. Inhale, straightening through the hands and the toes, giving yourself a nice full body stretch here. And rolling onto either side body, just at your own pace, coming to meet me in a nice, easy seated pose in the center of your mat as we started. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and close the practice out with one last breath here if you'd like to join me. Just inhaling, reaching arms overhead, bringing hands in prayer. Exhale, hands to your heart center, just bowing to yourself, your light, and your practice. Wow, it's so beautiful. It was such a fun flow. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat, and I really, really hope to flow with you again next week. Namaste, friends. Thank you. Yay. Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Thank you. See you next week.